It's time for the Wendy Williams Show. Today, Wendy's got hot talk with TV's Judge Alex, funny lady Michelle Collins, and E-News correspondent Alicia Quarles. Plus, get the best eyebrows in the biz with celebrity stylist Anastasia Suarez. And what does Bradley Cooper's ex think of his 20-year-old girlfriend? We'll dish. Now, here's Wendy.
We've got a very, very entertaining show for you. And also, have you heard about Justin Timberlake possibly putting his marriage in jeopardy? Because he's, he's doing the career thing. And then Nicki Minaj, well, Nicki Minaj, everybody, talks about herself being on American Idol. And you might not like what she says, but if you don't say it, Nicki, nobody will. Also, is there a Real Housewives marriage curse? We've got it by the numbers. Let's talk about it and more. It's time for Hot Topics. Yay, thank you. Thank you. We talk a lot about American Idol here, and, I've asked you before, but I'm going to take another poll. Do you like Nicki Minaj on American Idol? Yeah. Suzanne, without you encouraging them, no, to stop making the motion. Everybody have your own opinion. Do you like Nicki Minaj on American Idol? Clap. Clap if you do. Wait a minute. Clap if you don't. I didn't think I'd like Nicki Minaj on American Idol, but I love her on American Idol. Most of the studio audience doesn't. I have to tell you, Nicki was recently asked, what does she think of herself as a judge on American Idol, and she used the word spectacular in describing her own performance. And I say, you know what? If you don't say it, Nicki, nobody will. I think that you're doing a wonderful job on American Idol this season. By the way, doesn't this dress look heavy? And like something that Kim Kardashian would be wearing now that she's pregnant? Anyway, some critics say that Nicki focuses too much on contestants' looks. I say, well, here's her response first. They say to hear criticism about their look on the show, they need to hear criticism about their look on the show because that's what they're going to be criticized for in the real world. They're going to see themselves on worst dressed lists or hear people saying that they look fat. I believe this. I think that she's being very realistic, If what American Idol is doing is looking for the next big star, whether it's pop or country or whatever, looks are a very important part. And I think for people who say all you have to do is have a good voice and a sparkly personality, they're lying to you and selling you a bill of goods. There's a million young men and women all across this country that sing better than most of the people that you hear on the radio. But the reason that they're not there is because maybe they do have a dead eye. Or, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, everybody? And she doesn't just focus on people's looks. She also talks about how they sing, and then she usually ends with, a touch or two on what they look like. No word if Nicki is going to be back to American Idol next season, but I think that they would be foolish to get rid of her. Nicki, if you just take one more payday from them, I promise you, they will take Mariah's money, because they can get rid of, no, Mariah. You are dismissed. I'm just saying. I love Mariah Carey, but I never thought I never thought that she would be so disappointing on American Idol. And besides, when you sing like Mariah Carey, you can get 10,000 times more money if you just take residency in Vegas and sing, girl, sing. But Nicki, I think that American Idol needs to keep Nicki Minaj, and then in the Mariah seat, they need to put somebody cute and talented, but not commanding a lot of money, like Demi Lovato, who $5 million at X Factor. That's nothing for these shows. Give the Mariah chair to somebody who's going to get $5 million, back up the Brinks truck for Nicki Minaj, and it'll be all good. Just a thought. Thank you. Have you been following the Matt Lauer drama on the Today Show? Well, you know, ever since Ann Curry was fired from the show, viewers have been blaming Matt for the drop in ratings, and Matt's job has been at risk, according to what we've read and according to word on the street. So now TMZ is saying that Matt may be out and Anderson Cooper may be the one replacing him. I know, I said the same thing. No, you can clap. Yes, yes. I said the same thing. I was like, oh. I mean, if Matt were to go, and I know that Ryan Seacrest's name, there were a lot of names in there, and at first I said, oh, Ryan Seacrest, how more All-American can you get? But then I said, no, not Ryan. First of all, the Today Show comes out of New York, and I see Ryan doing a lot of things, but not moving to New York. He's just not one of us over here. Like, I just, you know, going to Cozy's and shopping at Dwayne Reed and hailing cabs. And, nah. But I think Anderson Cooper is perfect. Anderson's talk show is going to be going away. We all know that. But now sources are also saying that Matt is actually on board with Anderson taking over his. See, I don't believe this part. I don't believe this part at all, but it's my duty to report. So sources say that Matt is on board and is very happy for Anderson. Now NBC, oh, by the way, and planning on sitting down and discussing it with him. When is somebody taking your job and you sit down and you discuss it with them? Anyway, NBC says now that they have no plans on replacing Matt. We'll be watching. Thank you. So, yesterday we were talking about Portia Stewart and her husband Cordell, Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I told you that they're divorcing. There's a part of my opinion that I left out that I wanted to come back and just explain to you because, you know, I was telling her originally, you need to get off reality TV. It's going to ruin your life. It's going to ruin your marriage, and it has. I predicted that for her back in December right here on our show, and it has. Then in the same breath yesterday, I told her to sign with at least 1 or 2 more seasons of Atlanta Housewives once she's divorced. I just wanted to clear it up. The reason that I think that reality TV is bad for marriages is that it breaks them up. I think that reality TV is great for a single girl with not much of an inkling as to what she wants to do with the rest of her life. In this case, you know, it's great. It's not great for a single girl who's a lawyer, a cardiologist, something like that. I think reality TV then takes the credibility away from anybody really, like Phaedra, love you, but I wouldn't hire Phaedra Parks to fight a parking ticket. She's lost all credibility with that. Well, you know what I'm saying? So I think it would be great for this young lady. She needs to grow up. We need to see her dating. She needs to find a career for herself. And it, you know, if by chance she falls in love again, immediately rip up the contract and get off reality TV. It will mess you up. And on a side note about Cordell, you know, according to... According to, not a pin. This is so important. According to Real Clear Sports, during Cordell's time when he was playing with the Pittsburgh Steelers, where reportedly he had like a 5-year, $27 million contract. He reportedly held a team meeting to dispel the gay rumors. And if you ever pick up Plaxico Burrow's book, because he was his teammate at the time, Plaxico talks about it. Apparently, there's a park, and the park was a known cruising spot. You know, that's, you know, hey boy, like that. This is all alleged. Cordell, I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying. The rumors were so crazy that Cordell made a meeting in his locker room with his teammates because it got into the locker room and everybody's kind of fidgety in the football locker room. So he assured them that he's not gay and then went into a diatribe about how much he likes women. Allegedly. Thank you, Plaxico, for reminding me of that in your book. Anyway, so get this. Portia and Cordell are the 18th couple in Housewives history to file for divorce. What I love about the Wendy show is that we do things by the numbers. Like, we love the numbers games. Okay. Okay, so 18th couple to divorce. To put that into perspective, there are only, what did we say, 37 housewives?
No, we said 67.
67 housewives. Okay, and that means 27% of the housewives have divorced during the time of us knowing them through watching them on reality TV. Yeah, some of the others include Camille Grammer, Adrienne Maloof, Countess Luann de Lesseps, Nene Leakes. That number, of course, will go back down to 17 when Nene and Greg get remarried. Portia, again, I wish you well, and Cordell, we're watching you. Now, you know Miss Franklin is a friend to the show, Aretha Franklin. And Miss Franklin, did you go all PETA on us? I know that this BET Honors is in the middle of the winter, and you know, she loves fur coats, big, lavish, you know, gigantic fur coats. Is that a wool coat you're wearing? Anyway, Miss Franklin, hi. So, I understand that you're weighing in on who should play you in the upcoming movie about your life. And from what I understand, she's considering the actress Audra McDonald for the role. Now, as you know, Audra is big on Broadway, and she's been here before to our show also. She's got great upper muscles, like, oh my gosh. Anyway, but Miss Franklin is worried that Audra may be too Broadway and won't really be able to pull off soul. But she can take soul lessons, Miss Franklin. And then my suggestion originally was Jennifer Hudson. I think that Jennifer should be considered. Problem with Jennifer is she's a better singer than actress because that's what she was trained to do. But she can take acting lessons, Miss Franklin. I'm torn as to which one should play you. I can say one thing about Jennifer, though. If you want people to focus on your story and not, look at Jennifer Hudson. I wonder if she had to gain weight for that role, or I wonder if she had to lose weight for that role, or I wonder if she's married yet to, you know, David Otunga, or you know, people might get distracted in watching Jen play you, whereas Audra knows how to lose herself in a role so that we can then get lost in your story, Miss Franklin. Also, Aretha Franklin mentioned Denzel Washington and Jamie Foxx are up for the role to play her father. What I love is that she's chalking this movie with really good-looking, high-class people, right? Anyway, I look forward to seeing this. It's supposed to be for the big screen, everybody, which is kind of, you know, she deserves to have her movie on the big screen. But I'm still smarting over Liz Taylor being on Lifetime. Not with Lindsay Lohan. I'm just talking, that's a big enough story. Why was that on Lifetime? And why is Liberace going to be on HBO? That's all I'm saying. By the way, are you guys going to see the Jackie Robinson movie, 42? That's in theaters in April or something. We're going as a family. Anyway, so Zoe, no, because we don't go to a lot of movies as a family because the guys like one thing and I like another. And then there's certain movies that me and my son like, but my husband doesn't care about and whatnot. Do you secretly want to see Spring Break? Oh, you're too highbrow? How many people have partied out on Spring Break in their lives? I'm talking Daytona Beach, 1979. You know, Acapulco, 1981. Jumping from balcony to balcony, keg parties. Really, you guys? You've got to be kidding me. Oh, I know. Now that you're an adult with 3 kids and a big job with a 401k, you feel too high class to remember the things you used to do. Well, not me. I'm going to see Spring Break. Woo! Woo! So Zoe Saldana, everybody, isn't over her ex Bradley Cooper. They dated, and then, you know, she met the mother and everything, Gloria. And so once you meet the mother and the mother takes a liking to you, somehow don't you always feel as though you're in with a guy? It doesn't always happen. According to the Star magazine, Zoe is fuming over Bradley's new romance with a 20-year-old model named Suki Waterhouse. Now, we've told you about this romance. Suki is 20 to Bradley's 38. Yeah, cute too, right? She looks exotica, caliente, swirlish. She's British, you know, so she's got the accent. And she's 20, so she's not all hung up. You know, the older we all get as men and women, we get hung up on things. You know, when they're young, they're so malleable. You know, you can tell them anything. I'm sure Bradley loves that. But according to, and you know, Zoe is 34, so she's in that age group where, remember when you were 34, if you're not there yet, you might feel this. When you're 34, you feel young, but your career is taken off, and then you start to feel your biological clock tick, and if you're not in love with somebody, you kind of start to itch with panic, like, oh my gosh, I would like to get married one day. So I guess she's in that zone right now where she's starting to panic. But don't be jealous of a 20-year-old. A 20-year-old is just a plaything to a 38-year-old man. It's nothing to last forever. You know what? He might end up breaking up with her and then getting back with you, and or something like that, Zoe. Or you know what? Just go on. You've got a nice career. You're good. Although I have to say, I know that she's an actress and she's a nice-looking woman, but I only know her for 3 things. Follow me what I'm saying. I know her for Colombiana, Avatar, and some sort of glasses advertisement that she does in the magazines now, right? Are you still acting? It's like Jessica Biel, do you know what I mean? I don't know Jessica Biel for acting, although I did see Hitchcock on a plane. That was a really good movie. But you weren't the star, Jessica Biel. It was Scarlett Johansson, you know, who was the star. And so now here's Jessica Biel, all right, and Justin Timberlake. So they're married, and you would think that she'd be very, very happy, but he is very busy. You know, he had made a new album in 7 years, and he's lucky that he sold almost 1 million copies the first week that his album came out, which is unheard of these days. It's the fastest-selling album in iTunes history. So he's really fortunate that you know, people have picked up this album and they're doing this. He can't let his career cool off at this point. But Jessica is getting all whiny, you know, saying, you're always busy, you're always in the studio. Now you're going on tour with Jay-Z. What's going to happen there? This is according to the National Enquirer. He's been working so hard. Justin was always a workaholic, though. I guess that's how he got to the position that he is, you know? But Jessica hoped that marriage would have mellowed him out, but it hasn't. Jessica, what kind of fog were you in? You knew you got a man who worked really hard and is really funny, even when he's not in the studio. I love him when he gets on SNL and everything. So now here's what I'm thinking, Jessica. You and Justin don't have any kids together, and as long as you can put away the whiny part and be like a bro and a caring husband, you know how girls, sometimes we have to be a bro, you know what I mean, to our men? You gotta be a bro and a caring wife. Why don't you go on tour with him, but don't be a nag? Why don't you go on tour and make yourself useful? Get out there and count the money at the concession stand. Making a stupid joke. I'm telling you, the money that these artists make off selling those T-shirts and stuff, and somebody's got to be out there to keep their eye on the like make yourself useful within JT's camp. That acting career of yours really isn't doing a whole lot, beautiful. That's all, and stop whining. Oh, that's it? Oh, well, We have a great show for you. Eyebrow expert to the stars, Anastasia, is here, and she's gonna show us all how to get the perfect eyebrow. But up next, we've got entertainment reporter Alicia Quarles, comedian Michelle Collins, and TV's Judge Alex to discuss the week's hottest topic in another round of Hot Talk. It's next. Don't miss it. This week's hottest topics in the latest edition of Hot Talk. Joining me is one of my favorite TV judges. He's easy on the eyes. His name is Alex Ferrer. Thank you, Judge. Also from E! News, she's a correspondent. Oh, wait, hold on. We'll start with you, Michelle. No. Michelle Collins, everybody, is a comedy writer, and we love her. Say hello to Michelle. And she's also a comedian as well. And from E! News, here's our friend Alicia Quarles. Nice to have you here, all three of you. Thank you. Okay, let's get started, everybody. Kim Kardashian has been the subject of a lot of negative press recently. Since she announced her pregnancy, people, the tabloids and magazines call her fat. They criticize her maternity wear. And overall, people are having a field day on her being pregnant. The question to the panel is, should the media back off? Alicia, we'll start with you.
I say back off because I just interviewed Kim 2 weeks ago. She looked good. She had leather, she had lace, and she was adorable. She's not fat. She's pregnant. And what do you want her to do? Walk around in sweats? We expect Kim to be fabulous and to be over the top. If you can afford it and be in heels, rock it out. If I look like that pregnant, I might get pregnant or try.
Okay, Michelle, what do you say?
Okay, I don't think they should back off at all. I think she's dressing like this for media attention.
Yes.
She hasn't changed anything, right? I think she looks gorgeous. Look, I'm not against maternity wear, Wendy, and I'm not even pregnant, okay?
Yes.
Sometimes I just like a big pair of pants. Around the house. But luckily, no one's taking my picture. But I think she looks good.
Though?
Show her in a muumuu?
Yeah,
I don't think she looks as good in a muumuu. That's what I'm saying.
I was saying the other day, Judge Alex, what do you think?
Well, I don't like to hear criticism of women who are pregnant or newly just gave birth. I remember when Britney Spears was on her tour and they were calling her flabby. Frankly, I thought she looked great. The woman just gave birth. So I didn't like that. That being said, when you start your celebrity career by releasing a sex tape and take advantage of every opportunity you have to get publicity, you got to take the bad with the good. I get criticized all the time. Of course, I usually get criticized by people I sent to prison, but still, you got to take the bad with the good.
It's fair game. I think that Kim looks great pregnant. I love the couture dressing. I think that we expect nothing less from her, including the heels. But I think what she's doing is, first of all, and as the media, no, we're not going to back off. We're going to go in even harder. But I think that what Kim is doing, this is me personally speaking, I think she's setting herself up for a gigantic Weight Watchers deal. I do believe that she'll come out with a higher end line of maternity clothes because there are women out there like me who enjoy seeing this all go down. And but you guys, the real show is not her being pregnant. The real show is when Kanye dumps her for being annoying. Afterwards.
That she will come out with a maternity line.
Yes.
When I interviewed her Kardashian collection, she said that it was adjusted to have an elastic band.
Perfect.
Kim is a businesswoman. She will come out on top business-wise. But I defend her because she's one of the nicest people in the business.
She's a sweet girl.
On time,
She's
no
really
entourage.
She loves her Spanx, Judge Alex.
Yes.
And I love a girl that wears
Why did you call me out on that?
Okay. Let's do the next story. The next story is, remember last week there were 2 high school football players who were found guilty of raping a severely intoxicated 16-year-old girl at a party in Steubenville, Ohio. Now, the Attorney General is considering going after the other kids at the party who took countless videos. But here's the thing. I'm going to give you some of the stats on this. Investigators analyzed 13 cell phones from the night of the party. I'm not talking about the 2 guys who now are away in juvie until they're 21. That's what happened to the 2 rapers. These 2 guys are away. We're talking about the other people that were at the party. Investigators analyzed 13 cell phones from kids at the party that night, and they found that those 13 phones contained nearly 400,000 text messages about what was going on, over 300,000 photos, and nearly 1,000 video clips. The question is, for the panel, do you think that these other kids should be prosecuted? I'm gonna go first and say, if you're a standbyer at that party and you're one of these 13 kids, you don't need to go away to juvie until you're 21, but you need half of what the rapists get. That's number one. Because somebody needs to teach these young people a lesson about the reckless regard for these cell phones. Also, I know, a judge, correct me if I'm wrong, juvenile records are sealed.
Yes.
Theirs need to be wide open forever. And the college boards, if they decide to get out of juvie and apply for college, in other words, this needs to follow them forever. And how dare the parents in this town who are now going after this young lady? See, the young lady, these boys have been sent away, but the young lady, because this is such a football town, they're like the big bula-bulas on the football team. They're actually going after the young lady on this and making her life miserable.
Wendy, I agree with you 100%. What these kids, and they're not kids, these were almost, out of high school. We need to realize it's not a game. This girl was raped and now she's re-victimized by this pictures being tweeted all over the internet. Throw the book at them. People need to be held responsible.
Especially jocks, by the way.
Especially jocks. Who could be some of the meanest people ever.
They're the meanest people in high school. You don't see any theater kids texting about what happened. Well, Alicia, we come from different...
You might have been a nerd.
How dare you? We'll talk about it after the show. But truly, you hear what I'm saying? Like, these guys get away with everything in high school.
Thanks to the coaches and teachers trying to protect it.
In general, states across the country have laws that make it illegal to encourage a crime, to aid, assist in any way, and you get charged just like the principal who commits the crime. So the people who are standing around cheering and all that, they get charged automatically. Ohio has another law that makes it illegal to not report a felony. So they can be prosecuted, of course, and what we're talking about here is prosecuting them for not reporting a crime, which is not common across the country, but states like California, obviously it's very common in cases about not reporting child abuse and things like that. The law should be upheld. If you're going to have a law, then uphold it. If you don't agree with the law, get rid of it. But the whole idea of them standing around and either cheering or watching, and they clearly...
And it was girls and boys.
They've got cell phones, they're taking videos and texting. What does it take to dial 911? You don't have to stop it, right? So,
yeah. But maybe the other kids there were also scared of being turned against by the other kids in the school because now their football team maybe won't do as well because two of their players...
But you do it anonymously. You dial 911 and say some girl's being assaulted.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you the flip side to a law like this. A law that says you can be prosecuted if you do not report a crime has a flip side. And the flip side is you lose witnesses. When a crime happens and the police come around and go, did anybody see anything?
Yes.
Nobody wants to say yes because they're afraid they're going to be prosecuted because they didn't call the police.
The police
so
and prosecutors...
it has negative consequences. But if you have that law, you got to enforce it.
I also think kids need to learn a lesson with taking photos and video. And it's getting so big these days, like social media and everything. There are no rules anymore.
Yes.
And I think there needs to be a line set so people know you actually can't do this.
I get
away
cases
with it.
every day about people suing because they were slandered on Facebook or on Twitter. And, kids nowadays, it used to be they'd insult you to their friend.
Yeah, they're
so one
cowards
person
now,
would hear it. Now they post it on Twitter or Facebook, and thousands of people hear you being called a prostitute or whatever, and they don't seem to understand the consequences.
But police and prosecutors said they had a hard time getting anybody to open up about this. Nobody would talk about it.
All these kids are busy filming it, but none of the kids want to talk about it. Look, we're going to keep the lively conversation going. Up next, Tiger Woods' new Nike ad is causing controversy. We've got opinions, and we're going to talk about it next. Hi, how you doing? Welcome back. I'm sitting here with our Hot Talk panel. So this week, everybody, Tiger Woods became the #1 ranked golfer in the world again. This is the first time since his cheating scandal, so he's back on top career-wise. In response to him winning again, Nike posted a controversial new ad featuring a Tiger quote. It says, "Winning takes care of everything," and that is a quote from Tiger. Judge Alex, do you think that this ad is in poor taste?
Absolutely. I think it's ridiculous that he's actually winning back public opinion after years of suffering from the damage he did. And the way you win it back is humility, not cockiness, saying winning, like all of a sudden, all the damage he did. He destroyed his marriage, having sex with porn stars, And you're going to link that to winning, like this ad was actually written for Charlie Sheen.
Yes.
Not for him. You're gonna link it to that solves everything. The thing is, Nike is crazy to do this because Nike is already stinging from the Lance Armstrong debacle. You think?
Whoa, two different things.
Wait, two different. And I have a statement from Nike, hot off the presses, you guys.
Okay, go ahead.
This was just sent to E! News, and this is what they say about the ad. They say, Tiger has always said he competes to win. When asked about his goals, such as getting back to #1, he said consistently winning is the way to get there. That statement references the sentiment and salute to his athletic performance. That's how they're defending the ad.
I don't think, I mean, listen, the guy didn't kill anybody. He's a big athlete. He's slept with some porn stars. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but like, give the guy a break. He's doing well. My issue with it is that it looks like he's about to take a dump on the green. If we can see the ad again. What is this? That's really where I come at this at.
Here's what I think about this. I think that the idea that that quote came from Tiger's mouth, maybe Nike should have finagled that where that was just their tagline for him, not a quote from Tiger's mouth. But I have no problem with this ad, and I have no problem with Nike. Remember, they didn't fire him initially when the scandal came out. They just put him on the burner, and now he's back out. The man didn't kill anybody, Judge Alex.
I have no problem with him getting the support of
and
Nike.
He didn't take
I don't think all his sponsors should have dumped him.
But
I just think it's dumb to say that because you're winning, that fixes everything you did in the past. That's not what they're saying,
though. This speaks to our culture.
No. This is their statement.
Wait,
this is their statement as they try to back out of the negative PR.
I disagree. This speaks to our culture. You look at Kobe Bryant, Pete Rose, people that have all had scandals but get back on top. In America, we love sports. We love it so much that we're willing to forgive anything.
And Tiger didn't take drugs to interfere with his actual sport like Lance Armstrong. And another thing about Tiger spent the entire first part of his life on the links from the time he was 3. He didn't have time to go to fist-pumping spring break parties like the rest of us and have a terrific time, you know? So his timing might have been wrong because he slept around on his wife. He was too young and too inexperienced to get married anyway. So the boy sowed his wild oats, and now he's back on top in golf, and he's got this new girlfriend, Lindsay. I forgive him.
Dumb slogan,
you know what I don't forgive him, though, for? Speaking of high school and not getting it right, those pictures they released on Facebook, those remind me of, like, the high school pictures you take with your boyfriend.
Lindsay and Tiger.
That's what I don't forgive them for. Like, what are those pictures?
Those kind of pictures.
Well, my comment about
there we go. Look at that.
My comment about Lance Armstrong was that winning fixes everything.
Yes.
Oh, really? Did it fix everything for Lance Armstrong?
No, he cheated.
But Tiger didn't cheat.
They took all his titles away.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't cheat on the...
Well,
sort of did.
Are we supposed to be going into the break now? I'm seeing things. Yes, look, for more information on our panelists, go to wendyshow.com. Thank you so much, everybody, for the conversation. I love mixing it up. You guys keep it here. Up next, we have eyebrow expert to the stars, Anastasia. She's going to show us how to make the perfect eyebrows. Don't miss it. Are you ready to learn stuff? Okay, because our next guest, everybody, has been perfecting eyebrows to the stars like Jada Pinkett Smith and Kim Kardashian and Victoria Beckham since forever. Please say hello to celebrity eyebrow guru, Anastasia.
Thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank God. I mean, I've been hearing your name forever. This is our first time meeting, so we're getting it from the guru. Let's move over and meet our models. As usual, they are all from the Wendy audience.
Yes.
Say hello to Chelsea.
Hi. Well,
Now, Chelsea has bushy eyebrows, so let's see her before photo.
well, she has bushy eyebrows, but she over-tweezes in certain areas. So I want to show you the left eyebrow is already done, and the left one,
Yes.
and the right. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it the right way. You know, eyebrows are very important because they balance your feature, and those are few mistakes. We have 3 women that they
Go ahead.
wrong.
You go ahead.
So
I'll ask you questions.
Your eyebrow should begin always above middle of inside of the nostril, outside corner of the nose, corner of the eyes. This should be the end of the eyebrow, tip of the nose, middle of the iris. This should be the highest part.
Easy enough.
Yes. We have this Beauty Express kit that you pick. I picked
This is
full
by you?
arch stencil. Yes, you could find it at Sephora or anywhere, Ulta or Nordstrom. And you fill them in. I use brunette powder on her.
Okay.
You fill them in and you will have a guideline. Everything inside that powder area you hold, you
easy
keep.
enough.
Everything outside you tweeze. I already tweezed this little bit because she over tweezed here too much and she had too much here. So she was looking a little sad looking.
Yes.
We want to make it glamorous looking because this is how we all want to look.
Now, the season's fashion is dictating that the eyebrows should be bushier.
Well, the eyebrow should always be shaped according to your bone structure and natural eyebrow shape. But fashion shows, of course, you could go darker, you could go lighter. That is
But the shape should remain the same.
shape should be according to your bone structure.
Okay, now let's look at Chelsea. Is it almost finished?
Well, almost finished. You use this. You could use the highlighter underneath to define the brow bone.
that's a good one.
Always is amazing.
Yeah.
And then you use the
Okay.
brow gel to set the color and hold the hair.
We've got to take a look at Chelsea's before and after. Let's take a look. All right, there's before, and here's, oh.
Isn't that beautiful?
Wow, good
You
girl.
see,
Yes, come along.
frames her face completely.
Let's say hello to Laura.
Okay.
Laura's problem is sparse eyebrows.
Sparse eyebrows. We have in Sephora no brow, no problem kit. You have a brow enhancing serum. She needs to use all over her eyebrow every night.
Okay.
That will be very important. Then we take a brow wiz. In this kit, you have a brow wiz, the brow enhancing serum, and a brow gel.
Yes.
So again, her eyebrow. This is done already. The left one.
okay, the left one.
Okay. You see the space is so much better.
I
So
do.
you fill in and you go with strokes of hair.
Just a little
It's
something.
very easy.
And because she's blonde, what color do you use on her?
I use ash blonde on her or caramel. So sometimes you could use two colors.
I know I'm dead wrong for this, but I just love a giant hard arch like Fergie does. Do you know what I mean? Like I just when I go,
Well, everybody wants that. I mean, the most asked shape are Megan Fox, which I do her
Yes.
eyebrow, Kim Kardashian,
Oh.
Jennifer Lopez.
Yes.
You know, those are full, beautiful eyebrows, and I encourage everybody to do that.
Let's see Laura's before
Look
and after.
at that.
There you are before.
Just quick.
Just a little something. Looks good, Laura. Looks good. Okay, and finally, everyone, this is Nicole. Nicole's problem is that she overplucks. What, they don't grow back after you overpluck?
Yes.
See, you're
I
still
already
young.
did
They
the
grow
left
back.
eyebrows, and I used the brow pen.
Yes.
This is a great eyebrow. She could use the No Brow, No Problem kit,
Okay.
the serum, but this one is very easy. You could take from Beauty Express kit, you use the petite stencil, and you do a few strokes of hair.
When I first heard about you many years ago, I was like, how do you make any money just doing eyebrows?
You know.
And now it's like, how many years have you been in business?
23 years.
And you, I know you recently, in recent years, you opened up your salon here in New York.
We have in Sephora Brow Studio, we have 85 brow studio in Nordstrom's
Do you
around the
understand this?
country. Well, this is a
Who
business.
knew?
You know, 23 years ago, nobody was paying attention to eyebrows. They
No.
were not product for eyebrows.
Right.
That's why I created all the line. The Anastasia eyebrow, Beverly Hills, we sell it in Nordstrom,
Good for you.
Sephora, and everybody could pay attention to their eyebrow. Please do not over tweeze. And if you did, we have every single product that you could fix that.
Let's look at Nicole before and after. Let's take a look. There's before. Oh, very nice. Thank you so much, Anastasia, for these great
Thank
tips.
you,
Everybody,
thank you.
studio audience, by the way, you're all going home with Anastasia's No Brows, No Problem kit. Our at-home viewers, go to wendyshow.com for your chance to win. Keep it, everybody. Up next, it's time for Ask Wendy. No, you. It's time for Ask Wendy. Hello.
Hi, Wendy. My name is Gabrielle. How you doing?
Hi, Gabrielle.
I have a 5-year-old daughter, which my mom takes care of while I'm at work. Lately, I've noticed that my daughter hasn't been eating her food, and I think it has something to do with my mom calling her gorda, which means fat in Spanish. As I was growing up, my mom used to call me fat too. And
Yours too?
Yes. And I grew up, you know, with a low self-esteem. So I wanted to know, what can I do? What can I say to my mom so that she can not call my daughter gorda anymore?
Well, the good news is that the year is almost over. In September, she'll begin first grade, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I would take drastic measures because it is very difficult for people who are used to calling you fat. She might stop calling her fat, but she might only give her and make a big deal over, you can only have sherbet, not real ice cream. No mayonnaise, just mustard. I would find outside childcare for your daughter because all strangers aren't bad strangers. There's some good child care out there, honey. If you can just pull together we make a lot of sacrifices financially for our kids. And your daughter hasn't eaten for 2 weeks. She's already getting the damage that you and I grew up with. Remove your mother from the equation, but also have a conversation with your mother. And hopefully, in a few months from now, your mother will learn her lessons. Doesn't mean that your daughter goes back to being cared for by your mother. It just means your mother would have learned her lesson.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Everybody, keep it here. Next, we're going to reveal our audience eye candy of the day. Don't miss it. Welcome back. It's time for us to reveal our audience eye candy of the day. Now, you can see. Who's got the most stylish audience on TV? But I only have one diva fan to give away, so drum roll, please. It's time for audience eye candy. And today's winner is Kathy Lyris. Come on now. So good. Woo. So good, Kathy. Here's your diva fan.
Thank you.
And here, you hold this. You can take that as a memento. We love your outfit from head to toe.
Thank
Please
you.
talk about your jewelry first.
My jewelry, I got this from Dr. J's.
Okay, here in the city.
Yes.
And your blouse?
I got this from Forever 21 for $14.99.
Cute. Your belt?
I got this from a little stand in Queens Center Mall.
In Queens Center Mall?
Yes.
And your skirt?
This is actually from H&M.
Uh-huh. And I love your black tights, and you've capped it off with beautiful pink shoes to match your
Yes,
blouse.
I love pink. So
Yes.
my shoes are from Necessary Clothing for $30.
Well, you are absolutely cute with this.
Thank you.
Everybody, thank you, Kathy, and we'll be right back. Keep it here. I had the best time today. Welcome back. I want to thank my Hot Talk panel. I love the spicy talk. Also, eyebrow expert and the legendary, because she is, Anastasia. Thank you for teaching us. My co-host, my studio audience, thank you for being cheerful and just thank you for encouraging the mess that is this show. And you at home, I love you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Wendy. Bye-bye.